welcome to Halfway to Halloween on Wand and Crown Travel Podcast. I am Haley, this is Keeley, and today we're going to be talking about the Halloween offerings at Walt Disney World Resort and Universal Studios Orlando. And this is primarily going to be the Keeley show because she loves Halloween, especially Halloween Horror Nights. Mm-hmm. And she has, unlike me, actually been to Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party, but we're going to rectify that later this year. But regardless, Keeley, take it away.
Okay. Keeley show now. No, I'm kidding. Okay. So as Haley said, we're going to talk about Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party and Halloween Horror Nights. They're both similar because they're both Halloween events. They're both at the theme parks in Orlando. They do have some similarities, but they're also really different events. So I think it's good for people that aren't familiar to kind of get an idea, because one is great for families and literally pretty much anybody, whereas the other one is like better not suited so for like, teens and adults. So it's good to know that going in and not going blind, and, go to Halloween Horror Nights with your little ones and you're like, oh my gosh, this is a lot. So that's
with scaredy cats
or scaredy cats, but you should just come this year. I'm going to try to get the whole agency to go. It's going to happen. I'm fully convinced of this. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. Okay. All right. So first we're going to talk about the similarities. So the similarities are they're both hard ticket events. So what that means is it's separate from your day ticket. If you have your park reservations and your park ticket at Disney, you still need a separate ticket for this event. For Halloween Horror Nights, same thing. You have your park ticket. You still need to get a separate ticket for this event. We'll talk about the different tickets you can get for Halloween Horror Nights later on, but you do need a event ticket for both of these. So that's a similarity. The pricing does vary a little bit. Mm-hmm. Mickey's is kind of price dependent because I think beginning of August it was starting at like $109, and then the closer you're like September, essentially by September you're getting into like the $150 range. I think I saw Halloween was almost $200.
Yeah, Halloween's going to be the priciest time for each of them.
Yep,
obviously, because everyone wants to go to these parties on Halloween.
Exactly. So pricing does fluctuate for both of them. Mm-hmm. So that's something to consider too, is when you want to go, is price a big, component to you? Like, is that going to cause you to go a little bit earlier to get a better price? Or are you okay with when you're going? So just know that pricing is going to fluctuate on those tickets. Mickey's Not So Scary starts August 11th and goes through November 1st, which is started to
first year they're doing that too.
No, they did that in you know what? No, I remember this. We went in 2019 and I didn't know that it went till November 1st that year because I was not a travel agent yet. So I didn't do my research and I was so excited, and I'm going to get to what I was excited about. I'll get to that later. No, I'll say it now. So Disney from Halloween, and Universal is the same way. From Halloween to Christmas, there's no transition. It's like bam. Snap. And I was so excited because we went to a Mickey's Not So Scary. I think it was on like the 29th or 30th. Mm-hmm. And then I was like, oh my God, we're going to be here for November 1st. We're going to see Christmas the next day. There was a party on the 1st. And I was like, man, and we like flew home, I think like that night or like on the 2nd. I was like, you got to be kidding. I was so mad because I wanted to see that transition because I've seen it, I've seen Halloween, I've seen Christmas, but I've never seen that transition on that day. So they don't always do November 1st. So that is true. Yeah. It just kind of depends on like what their layout is they're doing that year. But this year they are. So, and it's only on certain nights. It's like mostly Tuesdays and Fridays. There's some Sundays and Mondays. That's kind of check the calendar for your trip, check your dates, the dates against your trip, see when the parties are, because they're not every night.
Yeah. And so you said, if you're in Magic Kingdom, you really need to keep an eye on these dates because the park's going to close early for the parties because it is a hard ticket event.
Correct. And that goes for Universal too.
Yeah.
Same. Yep.
But okay. I don't know the answer to this because
Okay.
it's a Halloween Horror Night and I'm a scaredy cat. I know that Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween party. You're going to hear us just shorten it because it's a mouthful. Mickey's Not So Scary. You can get into the parks at 4 p.m., even though the actual party doesn't start until 7.
Mm-hmm.
So there's kind of that time period where there's a mix of like regular park goers and party goers. Does Halloween Horror Nights have that too, or is there like a hard cutoff there?
So the way it works with Halloween Horror Nights is you can either, so if you have a day ticket, you just stay in the park. And what you do is you go to like holding areas. And every year, like obviously I'll look in to see where the holding areas, it kind of helps me map out when I know it's a
like,
hobby
is it
on top
close
of,
to the scare zone I want to be in?
literally, yeah, that's exactly what it is. That's exactly what it is. So like last year, I knew we wanted to hit the weekend house first. Knew that was the first house we wanted to go to. That so it's called, okay, so they're holding zones, but it's called Stay and Scream. So essentially, what you do is you have your ticket, you have your park ticket, you go and you have to like, I think it's it's not like it's a hard cutoff, but like you know, talk to the team member, they'll let you in. So you want to be in the holding zone. You want to be at by 5 o'clock. So we like to get there on 4:30. Like get your food, get your drinks. Some of the holding areas will have like food and drinks, but like very specific here. But like last year they had the crepe stand right outside of ours. So we got some crepes. We got our water.
Yeah.
We went in. We got into the holding zone. I think we were there for like 30 minutes and then walked right into the weekend. We were like the first group because we had express pass too, but we were the first group in for the night into the weekend house, which was awesome.
Good planning.
So yeah, so they have Stay and Scream. Previously, you could add it to your package. I don't believe they're doing that anymore. It was an additional price. I think it was like $30. I haven't seen that recently. I haven't looked for it, but I haven't seen it recently where you could add that in. Honestly, if you're going to be in the Universal area and you're doing 2 or 3 days, just do like a half day and then get in. If not, it is cool because you get to see, they're called the opening ceremonies. I've never seen it because we always do Stay and Scream. I know it's a whole thing. It's wild.
I love it.
Yeah. So
I'm
I'll go on YouTube and watch it. Yeah. And it's really fun when they have a icon, which we can do another Halloween Horror Nights episode. Get into the specifics.
We will do a whole Halloween Horror Nights episode.
We will. We'll do like
stuff to say.
We will, because it's a whole thing. But it's like it's very niche. It's very niche.
Yes.
But yeah, so it is really fun to do, like, see the opening ceremonies. Like, I like just seeing it on YouTube, but I want to get into the houses and start going. So essentially, yes, if you have a day ticket, you can just kind of stay, get to the holding area, look at what house you want to hit first, or even your first 2 or 3 houses typically, and then you can kind of go in.
But if you've got just the Halloween Horror Nights ticket, you can't get into the park early?
Correct. You have to wait outside the gates, and what they'll do is they'll start closing the gates off. Probably I'm thinking around 4:30. So even if you have a day ticket, it's kind of like Disney where they're going to start cutting people off slowly and like just not letting you in, even if you do have a day ticket, because it's transitioning over to that event. So I would say if you're going to do Stay and Scream, you have your park ticket, get in the park. I would say be there by about 4 o'clock at the very latest. Because if you get in any later, there's no guarantee that they're going to let you in. They might hold you until the opening ceremonies, and then you're kind of going in with the masses. And everybody did Stay and Scream, they're already done their first house or possibly 2 houses. So there is a strategy. There is a strategy. We knocked 3 houses out. We did the weekend. I'm trying to think. We did the weekend. We did the Universal Monsters, and I swear we did a 3rd house within like 20 or 30 minutes because we had express, and we did because I strategized. I studied. I did my research for last year, so it's doable. But yeah, we'll get into express pass. That's gonna be one of the differences. That's gonna be.
We took a hard left turn, but
It's Halloween. It's okay.
Yeah, it's gonna happen.
It's gonna happen. Dates. I think we were talking about dates. But so for Halloween Horror Nights, so Halloween Horror Nights is on a strict schedule. So it's Wednesdays through Sundays. So Monday and Tuesdays, there's no Halloween Horror Nights except for this year, September 1st falls on a Tuesday. I think that's the Tuesday they're having it. Okay. They've never had it on a Monday or Tuesday, except last year when the hurricane came through, they rescheduled some dates.
That makes sense. And
yeah.
I would guess, like, if Halloween happens to fall on a Monday or Tuesday, they'd be like, yeah.
Exactly. Or I'm trying to think, it's either Halloween or the first night of it. I think Halloween's on a Tuesday this year. It's either the September 1st or Halloween. One of those is on a Tuesday. So they're doing it outside of the norm because I think now I'm thinking it's Halloween is on a Tuesday. So yes, if something like that happens, they'll skip. It is. You know what? It is. Because September 1st, I think is a Thursday or Friday.
Okay.
I'm like pretty sure
I'll
now
take
that
your
I'm
word
like
for it. I really want to check my phone to see.
I made a reel about it. I literally have a reel when they announce dates and tickets. I like made a reel and was like, it's on a Tuesday. I'm pretty sure it's Halloween now that I'm thinking about it. Because they would have just changed the start date. I'm pretty sure it's Halloween's on a Tuesday. So
Okay.
yes, one of those outlier dates, they're gonna have it on a Tuesday.
Yeah.
So yeah, definitely check calendars, check dates, check that against when you're gonna be in the parks if you're gonna be there during that time. Another similarity is gonna be they have specialty merchandise like my shirt, which has, on the back of it has most of the I can't turn all the way around. It has most of the houses on it I get whenever year I go.
Yeah.
They have like candles, they have bags.
I'm guessing.
Yeah. Disney does the same thing. They have like the Tervis, like this is a food and wine one, but they'll have like the Tervis cups, they'll have t-shirts. Yeah, any kind of cool merch that you can think of. Disney has already released. Yes, ears for Disney.
Always.
Disney released what most of their merch is. Universal slowly rolled out like See You in the Fog stuff. Again, that's a very niche Halloween Horror Nights thing. That's like the logo of it. But yeah, so they'll have specialty merchandise. They'll have specialty food, snacks, drinks, stuff you can only get at the party or Halloween Horror Nights.
That's why
I mean, honestly, why does anybody go on vacation? The food.
Obviously.
So what else? Shows, there's specialty shows, fireworks, and stage. Well, there's stage shows at both, but fireworks and a parade at Disney. Universal, you're getting more just a stage show, and they have the Lagoon show. So kind of like that's like a crossover between the two. So like stage shows at both.
But Universal is mostly like the houses are the shows.
Exactly. The houses and the scare zones.
Yeah.
So you do get the one stage show, which we'll do. We'll sometimes skip it depending on like what houses, like if there's houses where I'm like, I gotta hit all the houses. I want to see every single one. We will sometimes forego the show. I don't like admitting that, but we do. But if Sarah and I do RIP this year, that's included in that. So yeah, you get priority seating and you get priority entrance to the houses. So you have the time to be able to do that. So
at a relaxed pace.
Yeah, not at all.
More relaxed, at least.
Yeah, you're not running from house to house. No, you go really slow, Haley. You should just come and do it with us. It's really chill.
I think I will be on a plane at that point.
Okay, well, I feel like that's not right. But anyway. One day, I'm telling you. It's going to happen. Which actually, that leads me to the next similarity is prioritizing. Is figure out what you want to do because you can't get everything done at these events.
No.
If you're going for one night, if you're going for 2, 3, multiple nights, yeah, you can. But
spend the money to do it.
Exactly. So it kind of depends on like what your time, what your threshold is. If you want to do Mickey's Not So Scary, if you're going to be there for a week, do you want to take up 2 nights doing it, or do you want to just get the stuff you really want to get done on that one night? Same with Halloween Horror Nights. You can get the frequent fear pass, but that's only really good if you're local or like plan on doing 2 solid trips during the event. It's like an annual pass. It's kind of weigh out your options, what makes sense. So those are pretty much the similarities. So from here on out, we're going to talk about the differences because they are
wildly
vast. Yes. Yeah, they are. So we'll start with Mickey's Not So Scary. So as I said earlier, it's family friendly. Very friendly, family friendly. If you're a scaredy cat, you can go
afterwards.
Exactly. And it's
nightmares.
Exactly, because it's not so scary.
Exactly.
So it's great for kids. It's great for families. I mean, my husband and I have gone 3 times, 2 times, 3. I'm losing track, but we go all the time, just the 2 of us or friends we'll go with. But
Well, you can trick or treat. I mean, like,
exactly.
what adult doesn't secretly go, I still wish I could trick or treat?
Exactly. Nobody's going to judge you.
Exactly. And they've got treat stops all around. I almost said all around the country. Wow. All around the park. Can you tell it? We're filming this on a Monday.
Yeah, not at Epcot, Magic Kingdom. Across the lands, Hayley, the lands.
You've got treat stops all around the lands of Magic Kingdom.
Exactly.
Dress up.
Yeah. People do group costumes a lot. I know Megan, who's one of the agents we work with, when we were trying to figure out if we're going to do it during our agency training, go to Mickey's Not So Scary. She's like, group costume? And we're like, I said yes, because I'm a group costume kind of person. That is my jam. I dress up for it.
It's going to look good. Although she's going to look better than the rest of us because she sews and, well, maybe Sarah. Sarah and Megan will be the best dressed people.
Yeah. I mean, I technically sew. I have my degree in fashion design. So I do sew.
I'm giving you my measurements when we figure out what we're doing, and you're going to make. I'm just volunteering you for this.
I have made I think I've made I made like 7 or 8 Halloween costumes throughout the years. Or like I'll start piecing stuff together. Yeah. So you know what? I might be up there with the 2 of them. You know, have some faith in me, Hayley. Have some faith.
Okay. I'm sorry. Anyway, do costumes.
But you know who had a really cool one last year? Meredith did WandaVision.
Yep.
Yeah. Hers was really cool. It was a whole group costume. But yeah, people get super into it, and it's really fun. And again, it's family friendly, so it's not anything crazy. There are guidelines for what you can wear, like no masks, and that's on the Disney website. I just tell people, consult it every year. If things change, your best bet's go to Disney website and double check.
For the most part, it's safety related. It's
correct.
Otherwise, it is going to be pretty much one of the only times. No, it is the only time during the year that adults can wear costumes in a Disney park, because otherwise you can't, because they don't want kids to go up to an adult and think that they are one of the characters. Yeah, exactly. Which is also a safety thing. Like it sucks, but definitely a safety thing. Because, you know, the world we live in. Anyway, back to Halloween. Fun, scary things. So what else? So we talked about the parades, fireworks, and stage show. So I kind of mentioned that earlier. So same thing. They have a really cool Jack Skellington animatronic that's before the fireworks. I did not know that. Oh yeah, it's hard to see if you're not like right up there. Like we normally sit. Now this is just my overall strategy. When there was the electrical parade, so it's carried over to the parties now. But my strategy is I sit on Main Street. We like stand on the curb, watch the fireworks, and then I sit down and watch the parade. So that's always been my strategy for like any firework and then parade. So that carries over. Yeah. So it's hard to see the animatronic, but again, go on YouTube, you can see it. It is really cool. You can still kind of see it. If you know it's there, you can see it. If you didn't know it was there, you'd be like, what's that little, like, you can't really see it. But it is really cool. And then they have the specialty fireworks. They have the Hocus Pocus stage show, which your shirt, I was going to say your shirt's Hocus Pocus. I can't stand up. Your shirt's Hocus Pocus. Phenomenal. Oh man, yes, they have the Hocus Pocus. Spectacular. And they have Boo to You, which is the parade you mentioned. Yes, the parade. The Dapper Dans turn into the Cadaver Dans. They are so cool. Like that is honestly like one of my top like 3 favorite things. Like I like the Dapper Dans. Like I'm not a big like singing musical person, but like I think they're cool. I think they add to like the nostalgia of the park. Yeah. The Cadaver Dans. Disney every year on their social media will post like reels or TikToks or whatever you're watching with them. I will watch them like over and over. They're so cool. And they tell like really corny like Halloween jokes. Oh, perfect. Like they're my favorite thing. They're so good and they're so well dressed, and it's just like the theming of it's just so well. It's And Boo to You is like Boo to You's been stuck in my head for they announced tickets. They announced tickets coming out. Yeah, 2 weeks ago. It just randomly pops in.
Because it's such a good song. It's such a good song. But the parade's so fun too, because again, that's when you get to see characters in costume, like their Halloween costumes.
Yep.
Which also leads into the other thing is you get to see really rare characters. So you'll see them in the parade, and you'll see like Mickey, Minnie, like the Fab Five plus others in their Halloween costumes. But then you get to meet characters like Jack and Sally, which they have an astronomical weight, and it's crazy. But
for Jack and Sally, you need to, if you know you want to meet them, get into the park at 4.
Yep.
And get in their line at 4.
I made my husband do it twice now, and he's like over it. He's like, never again. And I was like, okay, it's fine. Because you're going to wait. You're going to wait. Whether you get in there early or not, it's just, are you using your time before the party starts or your time during the party? Yeah. Essentially. But you're going to wait. I think the first time we saw them, we waited like an hour and a half. The second time was 2 hours. Yeah. So again, that kind of goes back to that prioritizing. Like, do you want to spend your time waiting for characters, or do you want to go do rides and trick or treat?
Or watch the parade.
There's it's case by case, but you got to decide what you want to do. Yeah. But yeah, so that's really cool. You also get to see it's Pooh, Tigger, Piglet, and Eeyore. They're in like circus, like little or party hats and like little. I think they're supposed to be like clowns. They're so cute, and they meet by Sleepy Hollow. We've never met them, but like I've gotten pictures like next to them or like. Just from like somebody else is taking a picture and I'll like take a picture real quick and then like run away because I'm like I just want to see you guys, like I don't need to like stand in the line for an hour, but like I want to see you because they're really cute. We saw Little Mermaid and Prince Eric like in her full like blue dress and like in their, I guess it wasn't their wedding because he was dressed in the wedding outfit but she was in the blue dress. I don't know. It's not her with her fins. So that's really fun because you get to see her in Ariel's grotto with her fins, but then at the party, you get to see her in her dress and they're outside of the grotto. Yep. So that's super fun. What else? I think that's pretty much, the ride overlays. The ride overlays. And I was like, I'm missing something. So the ride overlays are really cool. And the thing is with these parties is there's only a certain amount of tickets that are like, sold, so the capacity is a lot lower, so wait times are a lot lower. And so I think they do like Pirates always has a ride layover, Space Mountain,
I want to say like Jungle Cruise people will do Halloween jokes. I'm not sure because I know they do the Jingle Cruise, but I don't think they typically do anything like that for Halloween. Okay. I'm trying to remember what else now. Those are the 3. I feel like there's an you said
sponsors. What?
You said Pirates.
Pirates, yeah, because Pirates will have actors outside. Space Mountain does they'll do it like in the dark. Yeah. And Teacups will do like a disco kind of overlay, like Halloween overlay. Teacups are scary enough as they do a Christmas with Alien Swirling Saucers at Hollywood Studios. Yeah. They do a Christmas overlay, which we did that. That was fun. There's another ride, and I can't think of it now. Haunted Mansion, obviously, but that's not. Yeah. That always has the longest. By the way, that always has the longest wait during the parties because everybody wants to go to Haunted Mansion, which because that's the best ride at Magic Kingdom. But more so on that night. Obviously. Be shocked that that's my favorite ride at Magic Kingdom. Oh yes, this is my shocked face. Exactly. But yeah, so they'll like announce them like the beginning of like as things start rolling out. So probably the next few weeks we're going to hear like what ride overlays. And again, they change a little bit every year. But it's super fun because you don't get to see them outside of the party. If you're not there during the party, you don't get to experience it. So that's just another benefit. What else? Genie Plus is not available during the parties, but again, because you have that lower capacity, wait times are definitely lower. So you don't get to have Genie Plus, but you're already paying for the party. You're paying for that lower capacity. So it's just one less thing you got to pay for. Yeah. They do still have virtual queue for Tron during the party because it is a brand new ride. Like it's a month? Is it even a month old? I think it's just under a month old, but yeah. So by the time Halloween party starts, I almost said Halloween Horror Nights, but by the time the Halloween parties start, it's only going to be like 7 or 8. Like, no, I can't add. It's going to be like 4 months. So 4. Yeah.
That's going to be the only thing that you will have a virtual queue for. Everything else is just go as you will. But would you say like, so you already said crowds are lower.
Yeah.
Would you say crowds are lower with Mickey's Not So Scary or Halloween Horror Nights?
They're definitely lower with each, but I think it's because, like, if you're going to talk about rides specifically, Mickey's Not So, well, Halloween Horror Nights, there's pretty much no wait on rides, but that's because you're not going for the ride, you're going for the haunted houses, you're going for the show, you're going for the scare zones, whereas Mickey's Not So Scary, you're going for the rides.
The whole experience.
Correct, and everything else. Yeah. So wait times are definitely lower for both. Universal, that's kind of where, when we get over to, well, Halloween Horror Nights, I'll talk about like Express Pass and RIP Tour, because the lines there are going to equal normal day lines, because that's what everybody's doing, whereas Mickey's Not So Scary. There's so many different things going on. The crowd that is there, it's dispersed a little bit.
Okay.
Unless if you're waiting
for
Jack and Sally for 2 hours.
Is that I can go to Halloween Horror Nights with you and just do all the rides instead.
Exactly. Now, not all the rides are open, but yes, I'm telling you, Ghost in Diagon Alley, it is like a freaking ghost town. No pun intended, but also pun intended. It is a ghost town back there. I showed you that picture. I showed Lauren. It is so empty because everybody's doing everything else. There's a way to get around the scare actors too. I'm not going to tell you on here, but I will maybe tell you how to get around the scare actors. Like, it's not guaranteed, but it's like, it's the known way to not get scared. But like, you still got to walk through half the park to get back there, and scare zones to get to the rides. But like,
I can handle that. I have a good mom look down. I'm not a mom, but I have a good mom look down.
They don't care. That's who they go for. They go for the scaredy cats and the people who are like staring them down because they know that that's overcompensating because you don't want to get scared. Fine. You can't fool the scare actors. They're too good at their jobs. That's what we're paying for, Haley.
What you're paying for.
Exactly what I'm paying for. I want to scream and then laugh. That's my go-to. The scream and laugh. My husband just laughs. It's great. It's a great time.
No,
it's wonderful.
I just scream.
That's fine. And then you got to laugh afterwards because it's so funny.
I'll take your word for it.
It's so good. All right. Well, let's talk about Halloween Horror Nights because now we're talking about it. Now I want to talk about it.
Might as well.
So this is my jam. Halloween Horror Nights is my thing. It is my niche. It is my favorite thing. I love Mickey's Not So Scary. I love it for like everything we just talked about.
Look.
But what?
The fun little being, you know, the cute scary.
The cute scary. The fun, the like aesthetic scary. Now I want the blood, the guts, and the gore, and the screaming, the chainsaws. That's what I want. So that's what we're going to talk about now because it's great. There's so many chainsaws. The fog. Oh my God. So that's like another thing, like in the Halloween Horror Nights is like the smell of the fog. Like it just has this like distinct smell. It's on like a lot of like the like Universal rides. It's so good. It's so good. So the thing with Halloween Horror Nights is you're definitely looking at more teenagers to adults because of everything I just mentioned.
Yeah.
Little kids. I've seen little kids there. People know their own kids, but I would never suggest it if your kids are not like into horror, because I know there's kids who are, and that's great. And if parents know them, but it's really not suggested. I think the age range is like 13 to 15 is like kind of what Universal suggests. And I definitely would say stick to that. Again, you know your kid, you know what they're comfortable with, you know what you're comfortable with, but I definitely think a good age for this is like 16 to 18. Definitely on the older end of being a teenager, and definitely a little bit more mature. It's scary, but it's fun scary. It's all in the name of fun. Yes, it is in the name of fun, Haley. I know you're gonna say no, but
no. I was gonna say, and keep in mind that we've mentioned scare zones. It's not just the haunted houses. It's not just going into the haunted house. You're waiting in line. You're gonna be scared from point A to point B, and then you're done. There are areas that like are themed scare zones that you walk through, and there are actors that walk around, and their purpose is to scare you. So if you've got younger kids or kids that are like kind of on the cusp of like, maybe they'll like this, maybe they won't, wait.
Yeah.
It's it's going to be more than just watching a scary movie or like feeling like you're in it, but you're not in it. You're going to feel like you're in it because
you're fully immersed.
Like that is their job.
Exactly. You're going to get little pockets of like, there's nothing going on here, but like scare actors will kind of overflow from those scare zones into other areas. If they're doing a cast change, like sometimes you're going to see them walking in, they're going to scare you where you're not expecting it. And so like, yeah, it's very go, the event. Whereas Mickey's not so scary. You're just, you can chill. It's not the whole park. It's, if you want to take a break, you can. Halloween Horror Nights, you can take a break. Again, like Diagon Alley is the best place. Like, I'm not just saying to get you to go, but like that truly is the best place to go, like hide or like take a break, because it is so quiet back there during the event. Like the stairs next to Gringotts. Later in the night, as people are kind of getting tired, it gets a little bit more crowded. It definitely starts to look a little bit more like a regular day, but I would say within the first 2 hours of the event, it's dead. So if you like are getting overstimulated, you need to chill and just, that's a really great place to go. So there are spots, but just know like that's not the goal of the event. Is like you're going to get scared. You're going to go to those 10 haunted houses. You're going for those 5 scare zones. You're going for that show. You're going to see the scare actors.
You're going for the specialty food and drinks.
Twisted taters and pizza fries. Yes.
And don't they have like, okay, this is again for the adults. Don't they have like blood bag Jello shots?
They stopped doing them, and I'm so sad.
Oh,
I know. So they had them. That was back in 2015. No, 2016. I went 2015 or 2016. It was Halloween Horror Nights 25. So that would have been 7 years ago. I'm not going to do the math. I think it was 2015. We're just going to go with that. Whatever 7 years ago was. So I know. Whatever I went, 2015 or 2016. I know it was Halloween Horror Nights. No, it was 26 is when I went. So it would have been, anyway, because that was when Chance was
you were 26.
No, it was Halloween Horror Nights 26.
2006. I was like, I don't think so.
No, it was Halloween. It was 26. My lanyard somewhere. That's when I used when I go. But it was 26 because it was when Chance was the icon, because Jack was the icon in 25. Anyway.
Just Horror Nights 26. I'm on.
Yeah. Yep. Just shake your head and be like, yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah. Exactly. So no, they had the blood bags, but I think people were getting a little bit too rowdy and like kind of being irresponsible. So I believe that's why they stopped doing them. I'm not a Jello shot person, but they were cool because it was like Jello shots in a
just because it's
bag.
Cute. Like
it was very kitschy. It was.
Honestly, I would want the picture and then I'd be like, a little bit. Bye.
Essentially, yeah, but like they're walking around, so they have like it's an IV stand, and they have them hanging on. The girl or guy walking around like has like the nurse outfit on and like the blood, and all. So you can like easily get like a really cool picture without having to get one. But I mean, they weren't bad. Like I said, I'm not a fan of Jello shots, but like it was cool for the picture. It was cool. I would get like one every time. I wouldn't like buy them all night.
But
they're definitely cool.
Fun drinks, fun food.
Exactly. And twisted taters. I have a video. I died. This is why I love scare actors too. So like I thoroughly enjoy all the team members at Universal because I feel like they break the fourth wall a little bit more there than at Disney, because they're definitely like, I had a scare actor. My husband was trying to take a picture of me. She legit like put her chainsaw down and came and helped him angle the phone so he could get a good picture of me. And she scared him at first with the chainsaw. Then she was like, and didn't say anything. She just helped him angle. It was hysterical. But last year there was a corn. I can't remember the name of it now. It was one of the scare zones. It was corn. And of course, the TikTok sound was like, had just started to die off.
I forgot about that.
So I had my twisted tater and I was holding it up like this in front of like the fog, and a scare actor was dressed up like a scarecrow and had a piece of corn and was holding it up like this facing me. So that's in the background. It just like, it's so like that kind of stuff makes me love these events because they want to break that. They want to get in your face. They want to be like fun and interactive. And again, it makes it a little less scary when you have characters that are scaring you, but also like you're kind of laughing like, this is ridiculous. I love it. So okay, I'm going to get off my I Love Halloween Horror Nights train. We're going to talk about what the event is because I'm going to keep going.
Yeah, we need to have a whole episode for this. Okay, we're
do like 5
details.
Episodes. Okay, so as we said, alcohol is for sale there. So they have tents. They have specialty food, like I said, twisted taters, pizza fries. They have different kinds of beer. They have different kinds of specialty drinks. They'll normally theme them after some of the houses. So that's kind of cool. Again, that like whole immersive thing. So it's also going back to adult event because there is alcohol. There are people drinking. So a little bit more than a normal day at Universal. So that's one thing. Yeah. So as we said, haunted houses. So there's 10 haunted houses. There's 10 scare zones. Again, you're kind of fully immersed throughout the entire park. There's a little bit of escaping it, but not too much. Last year, their like logo. So see you in the fog is like always their thing. But last year it was like
fog.
spring.
I thought you were saying fall.
No, fog. F-O-G. No, they're not going to trip you.
No, I was thinking because Halloween is
because it's the fall. No, fog.
That makes more sense.
I don't know how to do a fog noise. There's no fog noise. That's what I'm saying. It smells like the fog. Fog.
The Baltimore accent.
God, it is. I hear it all the time. Yep, it's the Baltimore accent. We'll blame it on that. Thanks, Haley.
Anyway. In the fog.
Fog.
Yeah.
No, so like that's the thing is like it's all foggy. It's just really cool and fun. What else? So people do dress up. It's not as like costumey as Mickey's Not So Scary. It's more like people are dressing up like to theme to like the IPs that are there. So like the movies and like the houses and like just more, I'm trying to think of a good way to put this. They just dress like a little bit more adult, like more scary costumes, more, I don't know how else to say it other than like adult themed costumes, but it like a little more risque. Let's just, that's probably the best way to put it, but not in like a way where you're like, oh my gosh, it's following Universal's guidelines, but again, it's just like a little bit because it's fun. It's people are doing it for fun. So, and it's mostly adults, so they feel, people can kind of dress how they want because it's mostly around adults. So it's just another advisory for the event.
We should just put a whole big thing across this episode. This is a advisory for Halloween Horror Nights.
But it's so
fun,
so it's okay. Exactly. So, what else? So yeah, so that's pretty much it. So the breakdown of tickets. So this is the one big difference between Mickey's Not So Scary and Halloween Horror Nights. So like I said, Mickey's Not So Scary, you got your tickets. That's it.
It's the only difference is age.
Exactly. Age. And then you got your different in pricing depending on your date. That's it.
Yeah.
Halloween Horror Nights, a little bit different. So tickets start at $79. So essentially $80, that's before tax, but they fluctuate on daily, like the day you're going, but not only that, they can fluctuate up until the event. So as you get a little bit closer, if you're waiting to buy your ticket, the price can go up. It's nothing substantial. Like I had clients, I think their ticket price went up by like $10 from what I initially quoted them over the course of 2 to 3 weeks. So it's nothing, I mean, it was like $5 to $10. So it can happen. It's not unheard of. It's not an astronomical amount, but you also don't want to wait for that to happen. So the other tickets that you can buy is, so like I said, the lines at the houses can get very long, like up to 2 hours. So you're looking at a normal wait time on a normal day, but you're only there from 5 p.m. to 2 a.m. So they start cutting off, I think they start cutting houses off around 1:30. Again, it's like a normal park day where they're going to start cutting lines off, getting closer to close. So with that, you have several ticket options. So you can get the express pass, which I highly advise for everybody. I've never done Halloween Horror Nights without an express pass, and I don't think I could because, again, you're going to get all your houses done. So, again, if you're not going to do it, you really have to prioritize what houses. Without express, I would say on average you could get 5 to 6 of the houses done.
And
you can probably
10?
There's 10, yeah. So again, you're going to have to pick and choose. Then you got to say, okay, are we doing Stay and Scream? So we're doing Stay and Scream. That gives us a little bit of advantage. If we're not, then you really got to pick. You're not going to be able to sit in the, I love just sitting in the scare zones and I'll pick an actor, like a scare actor, and watch them just go and scare people for like 10 minutes. But because we have express, we get that like little bit of extra time. We'll get a snack, we'll sit, we'll chill. It's great. So getting express gives you a little bit more flexibility, a little bit more freedom. You can also do the RIP tour, which Sarah and I think are doing that this year. I've done it the one year I went, which was Halloween Horror Nights 26. We did RIP. It's so hard to go back. It's basically like doing a VIP tour, which you would do at Universal or you would do at Disney. So you're getting a guide. You even skip the Express Pass people.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. Yeah. So you're literally walking up and you're cutting right in front of the line. Whereas Express Pass is its own lane, like it typically is. The standby is its own lane. VIP or RIP, you're basically walking up and going right in. The only time you'll wait is if they're doing an actor change. You might wait like 5 minutes, but outside of that, they break both lines and you guys go into your house. It's wild. So I always call it the skip line because
I like it.
Right. And you also get, there's a lot of perks to it. So you get like free valet parking. Mm-hmm. You get a pre-reception at La Bamba, which is it's where you're going to meet your tour guide. So it's right across from like where Mel's, I almost said Diane is. Technically is at this time, but it's right across from like where Mel's Drive-In is. So you go there, you get your dinner. So you get dinner included with this, and then you get a tour guide. They tell you all the houses they take you to and from house. You also get, and this is with Express Pass, you can skip the rides that are open too and use your Express Pass for the rides that are open.
Oh.
So that's for Express and RIP. Yeah. So that's like another really cool thing. So again, doing the RIP gives you even more time. So now you can do the rides.
And you have more time to sit and wait, and you can go home early if you're not a night owl.
Exactly.
Like, I did everything. Awesome. Yep. Okay, time for bed.
Exactly. So like you get everything done, and like then you can kind of do what you want. Yeah, if you want to leave and be like, I did everything, great, we can go. Hey, I want to go and like just chill and like walk through the scare zones. So that's kind of where you're like gonna get your different ticket pricing. There are like some additional tickets that we'll talk about in the other episode that are related, but yeah, they're related, but they're not also related directly to this. So those are like, I think that's mostly everything. Similarities, differences, Halloween, my jam. Did you have anything else to add?
The only thing that I would say is that tickets are on sale for both parties now. So I mean, Halloween Horror Nights has been on sale for a little while now. Yeah. Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party is on sale for resort guests right now and it'll only show you the dates that are available during your resort stay, but I believe it's available to the public on the
May 2nd.
Oh,
May 2nd. Yep.
Thank you.
So by the time this is airing, they'll all be open.
They'll all be on sale.
Be open. So, and that's another perk to staying on resort at Disney is you get early access to these special ticket events. So you can get them before other people who are just going for the day or staying off property. You get, I think it's like a 4 or 5 day window. You get access to them before other people. So you can get, again, like the dates that are going to sell out, like the first night of the party, Halloween, the day after, those are going to go quick. So you get first dibs on those tickets.
Perfect.
So, yeah. So, okay. All right. Well,
I think that's it.
Yeah. I had fun talking about Halloween because this is my favorite time of the year. Halloween starts like right now. So it's already halfway to Halloween. So Halloween has started. So yeah.
So
I'm very excited.
Almost halfway to Christmas.
Which I'm also excited for too. I also love Christmas, but like I love Halloween more, but I also love Christmas. So we'll do a really fun Christmas episode too, because there's stuff at both parks for Christmas.
Yeah.
Which is so exciting.
We didn't even touch on the offerings that are over on the West Coast. You got Oogie Boogie Bash, you've got Halloween Horror Nights, Universal Hollywood. Just Orlando. That's everywhere.
Yeah. Oh yeah. We'll have to talk about those too. Yeah.
If you want something spooky at one of these parks, it's out there for you.
100%. It's somewhere. You'll find it. You will find it. It's very cool. And there's other stuff throughout Orlando. And I know over in California, other parks do stuff. We can maybe do like a mini episode on those. I think that might be fun. But yeah. Yay. I just want to talk about Halloween.
So we don't make this an hour-long episode, I'm going to say thank you for listening. And we'll put our details in the show notes, as always, our handles, and maybe we'll put some fun Halloween Horror Nights and Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Easter eggs in there.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys. Bye.